Hi, I'm Jer. Welcome to Kill-Divill, where we focus on rum and cocktails. Today we are going to make a Puerto Rican Christmas beverage called Coquito. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're returning to the channel, welcome back. In either case, don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy what I'm doing here. As always, timestamps are down below if you want to cut right to the recipe. Otherwise, here's some background. Coquito is a Puerto Rican Christmas drink that is sometimes referred to as the Puerto Rican eggnog. Note that some people will get really annoyed with you for calling it Puerto Rican eggnog. It contains no egg, and the recipes are quite different. I do have a recipe for eggnog here on the channel. The link will be in the description down below if you want to compare for yourself. Like I do with a lot of recipes, I went online and looked up Coquito recipes to see what the core ingredients were. What I came up with were Coco López, cream of coconut, evaporated milk, vanilla extract, cinnamon, nutmeg, and rum. Other recipes will have other things. In particular, very common in this recipe will be, in addition to these two, sweetened condensed milk and coconut milk. All of that creaminess seems to be a little bit of overkill for me, so I went with a simpler variety. Note that this is a base drink. If you don't like it as it is and it needs a little bit more pizzazz, feel free to look up recipes online and find what that you like, find ingredients that you can add to make it a little bit better. A note on the rum. Because this is a Puerto Rican drink, a Puerto Rican style rum, a white rum would be very appropriate. I personally do not have any Puerto Rican rums right now, so I'm going to be using Plantation 3-Star instead. I believe that this drink would also be really good with any aged rum, and it might be good with a spiced rum, but I've not tried any spiced rums, so I can't vouch for it. As always, if you find a combination that you enjoy, feel free to let me know. This drink is made in batches, usually. I've not yet reverse engineered it to find a way to make a single proportion, so we're going to make a batch of Coquito. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my cream of coconut. Coco López is very traditional, and some people will say that Coquito has to be made with it. And I'm going to put that in the blender. See if I can take this off without spilling everywhere. See if I can get off my finger. Okay, there we go. If you don't have access to Coco López and want to use a different cream of coconut instead, note that this is a 15-ounce can. And I'll put the metrics down below if you're using metric measurements. There's got to be a better way to do this, but I'm going to do it this way. There we go. Next, evaporated milk. And note that evaporated milk is different than sweetened condensed milk. Don't make the mistake. Otherwise it ends up too sweet. 1 can is about 12 ounces. Well, exactly 12 ounces. I'm going to put that in the blender too. Ooh. Oh. Wipe my fingers quick. Seasoning, vanilla extract. I'm going to put in 1 tablespoon of this. And 1 tablespoon is 5 milliliters. Ground cinnamon, half a teaspoon. Half a teaspoon is 2.5 milliliters. If you're doing volume. If you want the grams, I can't give it to you. I'm sorry. I'll do better. Someday. Maybe. I'll figure that out later. Nutmeg. 1/4 teaspoon. 1/4 teaspoon is 1.25 milliliters. Grams, I don't know. Ground nutmeg. Finally, the rum. The rum can be tricky because different rums are going to taste different and they're going to cut through the creaminess different. Because I'm using a nice rum, I will risk a little bit more rum. The other thing to think about is how many people do you plan to serve with this? I better get that spoon out of there. Hold on. How many people are you going to serve with this? 12 ounces plus 15 ounces is 27 ounces. If I think of a 6-ounce portion, that will serve 4.5 people. I'm just going to put these here. So that means if I have 2 ounces of rum per drink, that is going to be 8 ounces of rum. But I prefer to err on the side of light because you can add more rum later, but you can't take it out. So I'm going to put in 6 ounces of rum, which is 180 milliliters, which is 3/4 of a cup. Here we go. Oh. And now we're going to blend it. Different recipes will tell you to blend it for different amounts of time, anywhere from 1 minute up to 10 minutes. What you're looking for is creaminess and an even blend, so that's what you look for, not the time. I'll be with you in just a moment. Now that the Coquito is blended, I'm going to take it out of the blender. And I'm going to put it in an airtight bottle. It doesn't have to be a bottle, it can be a container of your choice. And it needs to sit in the refrigerator and chill. Different recipes will tell you different lengths of time for chilling it. Anywhere from 1 hour to 24 hours. And yes, there's a little bit of fat in there, so I should have picked a bigger bottle. Yep, there it goes, right down the side. So expect that. Well, don't expect overfill. Expect the fat on top. So I'm going to seal this up, put it in the fridge, and we'll be back with you in just a little bit. 24 hours later, and the Coquito is ready to go. Actually, it doesn't have to be 24 hours. It could be anywhere from 1 to 24, depending on the recipe you're using. But note that the fat has floated to the top and it's become quite solid up there. So in order to get it out, we actually have to poke through that fat. And in order to do that, I've got a chopstick. I'm going to sink that down. That's pretty tough stuff. Oh, there we go. You can pour right into the glass from here. You can. I'm not a big fan of all this fat, so what I'm going to do is pour it into another bottle, and I'm going to strain out the fat. Let's see if I can do this properly. There we go. Getting this fat out of there now is not going to be fun, but it'll be a project for another time, not to be done on this video. All right, now I can rebottle it. Well, it's rebottled. I can put this back in the fridge, or I can serve it as is, but I'm not going to serve with this mess on the table, so I'll be right back with you. Coquito does not seem to have a specified glass. I like using my fancy tempered glass, even though this is not a hot beverage. But use what you like, or use what you have. So I'm going to pour it right in there. Perfect. And then I'm going to garnish. I'm going to put a sprinkle of nutmeg and a cinnamon stick. Gets lost in my glass, but I'm okay with that. And there you have it. Coquito. Drink with good spirits.